of information. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL, we're teaching you to eat food right. Teaching you to pair food with each bite. Balancing our body's microbiome, feeling so right. With diet-free life, it helps futures lose pride.
What's up, everybody? This is Robert Ferguson, Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. Middle name is Lorenzo, aka Lawrence. Grew up as the Ferg in the beautiful city of Anderson, Indiana, that I will forever be proud of. And I am on a mission to help people improve their health. And I don't give 2 cents about anyone who's against it, because we live in a time right now where the work that I do is needed. And I'm honored to be in a position to be able to help people. Okay, help people. That's what it's all about. Now, at this very moment, as you can see, I have signed up for the 8-week fat loss challenge, which I'm a part of. I am participating in, and I'm very thankful for this challenge. I wish everyone could have an opportunity to be a part of this challenge, because it will help everybody in a big way. So no matter what your situation is, even if you have a condition that's not good, something you're dealing with, it could be diabetes, it could be blood pressure, it could be your livers are failing, your kidneys are failing. Our challenge meets you right where you are and puts you in a position to win. And I want to take a moment and give a big shout out to one of my clients who is now also a coach, Sandy Silver. And I hope you get to catch the replay or catch this live, Sandy. I just want to say congratulations, because in getting involved with the challenge and in giving yourself an opportunity to do what the challenge is asking you to do, I watched you in the last couple of weeks break through and get results that you haven't seen in over a year. I am so excited for Sandy and for everybody else. But it's like, I know how hard she's been working. And it's so cool to see someone get the results that they're hoping for, and get the results in a way where they're not feeling like they're on a diet. We have the #1 nutrition program, without question. The Diet Free Life methodology, 30-year anniversary. I have never seen anything work as well as what we teach. Talking about me and our coaches. There is nothing better. Now, you can lie and argue and debate, but we have clinicals. I mean, you can't even argue clinicals. And we have new ones. I mean, this week, I have some things that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about yet. And they're big. They're big. So for those of you who are thinking about becoming a coach, look at the description. There's a link. You can learn more about how to become a coach. Now is the time. I'm telling you right now. Now is the time. We're breaking records. Okay. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. We're going to talk about health. Actually, the title is An Absolute Truth to Better Health is Within Reach for Everyone. And joining me today is one of my dear friends who is also a partner, and she's a new coach. She's a coach in training, but she's going to be a great coach. And I think the world of this lady. Her name is Soojin Kim. And every time I mention Soojin, I want to say Master Soojin. Because her ethnicity is Korean, and I have been a martial artist my entire life. And I spent a lot of time in the Korean style of Taekwondo. And I've been to Korea. I love Korean culture. I love the food. And I love the fact that, you know, Soojin she's Korean, but she's American, and she's just a good human being. You know what I mean? Like, and it's nice to be able to communicate with someone who understands the culture that I fell in love with, the Korean culture. I mean, I eat kimchi every week. There's many things I love about the Korean culture. And so to have a friend who gets what I get, and then the fact that she is into health and well-being, and the fact that she has a story where she's overcome and has continued to overcome some health challenges. She's the perfect friend for me. Seriously. And partner. So without further delay, let's bring in Soojin. What's up, Soojin?
Hello, Roberto. Thank you for all the kind words.
Well, hey, I just keep it real. I mean, I mean, hey, if you keep it real, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I try. Actually, I don't try.
Today,
I am who I am.
Okay, well, you know what? Do us a favor. So for people who are meeting you for the first time, how do you introduce yourself? Like share with those who are watching, who is Soojin Kim?
Well, first, I'm a survivor. I'm a mom.
Oh, I hear Destiny in the background. I'm a survivor.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many times I could have been dead, or I could have chosen that path, but I'm still here for a reason. I'm into nutrition. I was always into nutrition. I was always aware of what's good for you and what's not. I was always an educator. I mean, having been a parent this year for 30 years, you know, and I was the source of their nutrition, even from birth. I breastfed all 3 kids for at least a year. So you started off with them with good nutrition mindset. I hate talking about myself, partly. Today, I'm nutrition focused, health wise, with I'm sorry, my brain is physical activity, mindset, eating well, having good people around you. It's all around. You know, I try to do good things for others, and I try to be good to myself. Although within last 6 months, I didn't realize I was not good to myself. I'm learning to love myself. I was always giving and I was taking care of others, thinking that's good for me. But I'm realizing I was doing that because I didn't love myself. You know, I'm going on a whole tangent, but I'm focusing on coaching others to live a healthier life through food as medicine, and with supplements, and also with physical movement. What is about Gloria Gaynor? I will survive. That too. You went quiet. I can't hear you. Oh, your mic is off, Robert.
Okay, sorry about that. No, I was saying that you just jumped right into it, Soojin. You just dive right in to sharing your story, which is amazing. But before we get to your story or other parts of your story, because when we talked the last time, I had quite a few people message me and email me and said how much they enjoyed our conversation. But being the upbeat person that I know you are, I want to start there first, and then I want to transition and share a little bit more about your story, because we have some images that we can share, right? But just talking to you, Soojin, in the world of health, you discovered this product called the Balance Oil.
Mm-hmm.
You got involved, and in your opinion, with this supplement that you have introduced to many people all over the country, but specifically in the beautiful state of Arizona, what has been your experience? Like, I mean, pros, cons, doesn't matter. Like, what has been your experience? I mean, positive, negatives, with introducing better health to people?
I mean, yes, there are both sides. Positive is when I hear testimonials like, wow, I am on day 2 and I already feel the difference. I've been taking it for 2 months. Now my blood pressure is normal. I feel so much better. I can tell I have more energy. I'm in less pain. Um, More energy, sleeping better, better skin. All those are positive results, and they're thankful that I share products with them. On the opposite spectrum, oh, you're just trying to sell me something. And if you really knew me, I wouldn't be just selling you something. I always, you can talk to my daughter ever since she could remember. I'm always talking about if there was something beneficial, whether it's tea, herbs, something natural product, I'm always sharing. That's just who I always was. Um, Even things that I order from Amazon that I have no monetary benefit, I will share if I think it's going to help someone else too. It's just who I am. So this product came into my life. It has helped me tremendously within weeks. So it's no brainer to talk about and share. And that fact that I can do a business with it. So things I normally did in my life, which is sharing about supplements and something beneficial to you. Now I can earn money too. So I'm like, all right, no brainer. So easy. However, there's a lot of skeptics because it's a product that their doctors don't know about or their doctors are not endorsing. They're skeptical. It's like, well, how do you know more than the doctors? Well, my doctor said, blah, blah, blah. So that's a challenge. And me having worked in the medical world, me having been a victim, patient, all the category in the medical world, I know their scope. It's very minimal, as in what they want to cut you or drug you, and of course they, advise you to eat healthy and exercise. But it's very general term, that's specifically, targeted for certain supplements. In the naturopathic world, or DOs even would talk about that. So it's easier to just prescribe a cholesterol medicine, blood pressure medicine, than to seek out supplements. So that's a challenge, not having an MD next to my name, even though I am a constantly reader and absorbing of new trends. And, my space is always what's the latest and newest and why are they coming out with this. And I like to read the backstory of it. And I had time to. So I feel like I'm very knowledgeable for a layperson versus people in the professional world. They're, they have to see 100 patients a day or whatever, and all the CEUs they have to do, and to keep their credentials. I think they have minimal time unless you're in nutrition space. So that's my take. And just myself, I'm 53 years old, and I'm so much better. Yeah, I'm gonna be 54 in April, but I'm so much.
Oh, that's right. You're April. You're an Aries.
Yes. Fire sign.
Well, I don't know you. Well, my mom is an Aries. She's April 7th, and my daughter is April 5th. And I love my mom and I love my daughter, and they are just the sweetest people. But if you push them, there is a fire that's always lit. But if
Yeah,
you love them and you really love them, man, they are the most loyal people in the world.
I would say, and my friends would say I'm loyal. Um,
Yeah. But when
yeah,
you're loved, you know what I mean? Like if someone
yeah.
treats you right and
Hmm.
they really do right by you,
Hmm.
then Aries, for those who understand any of this, are the kind of people that see that and they will have your back.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
But if you wrong us, watch out.
Woo!
No, we just cut you off. Like next.
But you guys always come around. 'Cause I watch my mom; she's full of attitude and energy, but then she'll like, 2 months later, she's always looking for an opportunity to repair. So I see that with her. And
Hmm.
I haven't seen it with my daughter yet, but because she's still young. She's 14, almost 15, but she is, I mean, so sweet, man. Like, isn't it amazing how much we can just, like, when you have kids, you really understand how much you can love someone.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like I can say openly and honestly with total transparency how
Hmm.
much I love my daughters. Like,
Hmm.
I just love my kids. Like, it's
Hmm.
and you know what? I've been married twice,
Hmm.
and I don't the love I have for my kids is what I want, that same level of love the next time I get married.
Hmm.
Like, did you have that love? Like the same level of love you have with your kids, with your former spouses?
I don't think so. Well, here's the thing. Parents' love for their children, it's unconditional. No matter what they do, you will still love them. Even if they hurt you, even if, whatever the wrong they would do.
So are
You
you
love.
saying you don't have that same level of love with?
No, because I think adult love is conditional.
I think
They
I think it's the same for kids. It is conditional. Because if
no, it's
your
not
kid
conditional.
stole from you and did things to damage you, let's say your kid has a mental challenge.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to still love them,
Yes.
but there's going to be some conditions.
Yes, but I'm just saying you still continue to love them versus adult love, romantic love. You may stop loving them because all the hurt or whatever they did. That's my point is you're gonna always love your kids, or you should. I know some parents don't, but
Okay,
that's what
all
I'm
right.
thinking.
I mean, I
So
get it.
there, so
But
and
that's
I've
the
had,
love. That's the love. I want to have that kind of love for a woman,
yeah.
like the love I have for my daughters.
Hmm.
Man, because I don't think, and
Hmm.
this is not, and they, my exes could say the same thing about me, but I don't think the love, like the way I look at my kids, like they can do no wrong. You know what I mean? Like I look at them and I just love on them,
Hmm.
and my heart is for them. I would love to have that with another woman.
I think you can get close, but I don't think it ever equals. At least not.
Okay.
Well, like if I had to make a choice, you have to. If a romantic partner said you have to pick me instead of your kids, I'm like, there's no brainer. Like, no, I'm not going to.
Oh no, I'm not saying that, but it's like, could you imagine though having a love for a spouse the way you have that love for your kids? I
Yeah,
mean, that would be, I
that's
mean, I
hard to
think
imagine.
that is like, I've never even thought about this until we're talking about it. I was like, that's the kind of love I want to have with another person.
Yeah, well, I believe there's deep love. There's different. Your love for children and your love for romantic partner. You can still love them deeply and then close to unconditional. But there's always conditions. What if they cheat on you and you see and they're
Well,
disrespectful?
yeah, I mean, but okay,
That's what I mean.
you get your heart broken, and I get that. I think that comes with that just
Yeah.
comes with it.
But even if your heart is broken by your children, you're still gonna love them. At least I will.
Yeah,
So
but okay, well, I guess what I'm saying, I would like to have that kind of love with a person that
yeah.
even though they could break my heart,
Hmm.
I still will have a deep love for them. And if that's possible to have that kind of relationship, that's what I'm looking for.
It's out there.
That's what I want, Soojin.
It's out there. Seems like when we look for things, it doesn't happen, and when you're least expected. I mean, it sounds cliche, but that's been my
Okay, so it's just gonna show up. I was gotta just hope
literally, sometimes.
okay.
I mean, my life is so different from a year ago. My life is so different from 2 years ago. Who knows next year where I'll even be? I'll be other parts of the world. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so look, I titled our conversation "An Absolute Truth to Better Health is Within Reach for Everyone." And so I love your transparency and your honesty. And what I mean by this title is what you and I have seen. We live in a world right now, which is so crazy. I get goosebumps when I share this, Soojin. And you and I have talked about this privately in your car and in your home and different places we've been. But we live in a world at this very moment where almost everyone, smart people, lawyers, doctors, scientists, they are living with insufficient levels of omega-3 in their body. And because they have insufficient levels of omega-3, over time, right? Like if you take Lexi, your daughter, who's I believe is around 30 years old, right?
She'll be 30 in July. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say she's 30. Because I wrote a whole article on this. If she does not supplement with like the balance oil, in the next 20 years, she will develop certain autoimmune conditions or conditions framed around inflammation. She will, not may, not possibly, she will, because if you have a low level of omega-3, you become susceptible to a whole bunch of conditions that people in their 50s and 60s are living with right now. And if they only replace what they're missing, which is enough omega-3 with polyphenols, they wouldn't experience those conditions.
Right.
Like no one can argue and debate against this. It's a fact.
Yeah.
And doctors are not talking about it. So obviously your daughter is aware of this. You're aware of it. So she won't be living a life where she has insufficient levels. But look at all the people that are living a life and they don't even know that their conditions that they have and battling with and getting medications for could be fixed by just not being insufficient with omega-3.
Oh, I know. It's such a simple, thing. Just one shot a day can improve so much of your life, your health. But because it's not mainstream, not yet, or they think, oh, I'm already taking a fish oil, even though most aren't working, as we know. I literally probably tested 130 people, not one came back balanced. Some are in the medical field, some are, and many were taking great products, prescription even. There were much better numbers, but still not balanced.
So how do we reach these people? You know what I mean? Like how do we? There are people right now who are watching us talk about this that have insufficient levels of omega-3. I know this because I talk to them. I see their posts. I get emails. And yet they still will not take the next step to getting tested, which we can make available to them, and then using an oil that's going to help them improve their situation. And what people keep telling me, Soojin, is that they feel like they just don't want to buy into some other lie. It's like everybody's so used to being lied to about supplements and health. It's like, who do you believe? Like, you and I can make all the sense in the world, but they're sitting back going, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And I heard, well, if it was that important, I would think my doctor would tell me. And I go, but a lot of the doctors aren't taking it themselves. They don't know. If they did, they would be taking it and they would be touting it. However, at the same time, they're not, doctors aren't going to profit from it. So
I mean, isn't that sad? I mean, isn't that part of your health dilemma that you experience? That you go to a doctor, you believe what they're telling you, even though your gut was saying something different. Next thing you know, you go down the path based on what they recommend,
mhm.
and you experience like total trauma where you almost became suicidal.
Oh, yeah. I was suicidal for many years, several years. Every day I pray for death. That's how miserable I was. Honestly, if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't be alive. I would have no motivation because it was just suffering. Who wants to wake up and know that you're going to suffer in the excruciating pain every second of your life? Like, what's the point? And
Right.
then doctors tell you there's no way to remedy the pain that is my condition. I go,
Okay. Now we talked a little bit about your situation.
yeah,
So I'm gonna pull up a picture. Um, and let's start there.
yeah.
Let's help people understand. So, like, what is this?
So this is called transvaginal mesh. So what it is, when women have children or as they become older, they may experience prolapse of the pelvic area, pelvic organs, or incontinence in my case. Because after I had 3 kids, I would have incontinence, leakage. So their remedy was, oh, we can put a mesh in and you'll be fine. You won't have incontinence anymore. It's very minimal surgery, 20 minutes of surgery, 2 hours at the hospital, and you're back to work in a week. I'm like, okay, this was my second mesh, so I was hesitant not to get it. I actually said no, but time passed and other things happened, so I agreed to have the surgery, even though I was very reluctant to. And when I woke up from this surgery, I went into shock. They had to give me a blood transfusion. And then they gave me wrong blood that my body rejected. So then they had to induce me in coma for a few days. And then when I woke up, it was different day. And I'm like, why am I still here? And I was in excruciating pain. And then they said, oh, you'll be fine in a few days. And that was my journey into mesh hell, basically. And that was August of 2009. I was supposed to go back to work in a week, never made it, and never made it to any job that was W-2. I had to do my own things. But after the surgery, August 9th, I started taking narcotics that was prescribed to me, and the gradual prescription that started with 5 milligram Percocet increased to 60 milligrams of Oxycontin, which is a long-acting Percocet. Instead of 4 hours, it's a 12-hour duration. But I would only last 8 hours, so I would take it 3 times a day, so 180 milligrams a day. And then that wasn't enough. I would take other things for breakthrough pain.
I mean,
And
that
eventually,
alone you should be dead.
oh yeah, and then that wasn't enough. So then they said, you know what? I think you need fentanyl patches. That'll help you. And I'm so glad that I did have fentanyl patches because it did help me. It got to the point that I had some relief where I could start walking 5 minutes at a time. So for me, I needed it. And then there was other drugs added too, antidepressants to Valium to Xanax. I mean, that whole gamut, just that aspect. And then I was on steroids. I was on antibiotics. I was diagnosed with diabetes, heart disease.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah,
Now this picture that we're showing right here,
I had a gamut.
can you explain like what this is? Because this happened to you, right?
Yeah. So that's bladder. That's holding the bladder, and then the
So this
second mesh at
mesh
the bottom.
is that a mesh?
Yes, that's called the transvaginal mesh or the pelvic mesh.
Okay, so
So,
that holds it in place.
so I had the bottom mesh where the urine would go through the ureter.
Mm-hmm.
So what it would do is it would structure, so I couldn't void on my own. So I would have to catheter myself months at a time.
Okay,
Um,
and then what's this picture?
that's the removal after the fact because it was causing so much infection in my body and literally cutting through my bladder, and I would have constant UTIs. Eventually, I ended up going to UCLA after the Arizona doctors wrote me off, and he said he can't help me, that it's permanent. And I'm like, why wasn't I told it was permanent? And he's like, we did. That's why we told you you can never have kids again. And I go, well, I already had 3 kids. I didn't know permanent meant if I have complications, you can't do anything about it. I thought permanent as in you have it and you don't remove it, not knowing there's no way to remove it or not enough skilled doctors to have it removed. That's more accurate.
So this is what they removed.
Yes, those are, and then when they start removing it, what happens to the plastic? It becomes brittle in your body. So they can't take it all out. They remove it in pieces. So there are pieces still in my body that's roaming around causing havoc.
Well, now what's this?
That shows a picture of how it becomes brittle in time. Because what it is, it's just plastic. It's like screen door. Think of screen door going into your body, and it's supposed to hold your organs together. However, that screen door starts migrating because it's in an area of your body that you're moving. It's your bladder is, the size increasing, decreasing. Sexual activity is happening. You're walking, sitting, standing. It's very active. So it's twisting. Some women twist. Some people they've had meshes break off. I've heard stories. Yeah.
This is still in this is all in your body at this very
part
moment.
of it. They removed like 80% of it.
Okay. So where are you now with it? I mean, I know the balance oil has given you some relief, right?
Yeah. Yes. So having the foreign object in my body caused a lot of autoimmune conditions, attacking my tissues, muscle tissues, in form of fibromyalgia and psoriasis, inflammation of the skin, inflammation of joints, so rheumatoid arthritic pain. All those are much less now. I wouldn't say it's all gone. I would say about 80% improved. So last few days it's been overcast in Arizona. Normally I would wake up in a lot of pain. Normally I wouldn't even get out of bed because that's just how my life has been. But I haven't had those in over a year since I've been on the balance oil because my inflammation is controlled much better than it has ever been before. So do I still have bladder issues? Yes. Do I still have abdominal issues? Yes. But it's much better than what I had to endure way back in the day. So I'm still grateful. I'm still thankful. And I hope to even improve, even more.
Okay.
Every day is a struggle.
Now, can you have, I mean, are you able to have, can you have sex?
Yes. So I, as we talked about before we went live, I went to the vagina master.
Okay.
And he reconstructed me, and when he set me off.
Wait a minute. All right. So everyone who's listening, she said vagina master.
That's his nickname.
So that's his title.
Yes, his staff calls him that.
And where is the vagina master located?
He's he's in UCLA in California, LA.
Okay, he said, all right. So he's in LA.
He literally wrote the book on pelvic reconstruction, and he literally patented many of the tools to repair the pelvic area.
Okay.
before the
And
mesh
when you
even
say pelvic, you're talking vagina.
vaginal, your uterus area.
Okay,
You know,
could I have a lot of friends who are watching this right now that they actually do little surgeries on people for vaginal rejuvenation.
vaginal rejuvenation, yeah, and then that's up and coming. They can do very minimal, invasive procedures like with laser. I have a tightening and whatnot. No, mine after they removed the mesh that you saw in pictures. Basically, the organs prolapsed, the bladder hanging down and tissues because I've
Okay.
had several pelvic surgeries.
So you
Uh,
have a vagina of a 15-year-old.
well, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Not a 15-year-old with 3 kids.
Or 18-year-old. Let's say 18. 15 that wouldn't be good. So 18. You have a vagina of an 18-year-old.
It's much better than most people my age, I would just say.
Okay.
I'm told.
Okay, so there is a light. There is a light at the
There
end of
is a
this
light.
dark tunnel.
When I had those meshes in me, sex was excruciating. I couldn't handle it. Sex meant pain and infection next day. And I actually, when I got divorced at 43, I written off sex. I go, that's my past. I'm not gonna, uh, you know, partake in that. I'm just gonna travel and take care of myself and be with my kids. That was my ideal. However, I did 2.5 years of physical therapy that included pelvic therapy, that included digital therapy. If people aren't familiar with digital therapy, the therapist puts their finger in your rectum and your vagina and maneuvers, so rebuilds the muscles, tears down just like if you had a shoulder injury, they would massage it, try to get rid of the scar tissues and strengthen it with muscles. I went through that over 2 years, 2 hours, 2 hours, 3 times a week. 2 hours wasn't fully about digital. That was part of it, 5-10 minutes of it. And then they did other modalities. But yeah, and 6 months after I got divorced and I started a new relationship, and this is getting very personal, but I told a guy, we talked for months, and I said, I don't even know if I can enjoy sex. I don't even know how it's going to feel for you. Long story short, at 43, I had my first orgasm. So the pelvic therapy worked, and it's helped. And then that was a whole different world and reawakening of my adulthood. Things that people explored in their 20s, it was happening for me in my 40s. So late bloomer in a sense.
Wow.
So yeah, things that I've written off that I could rediscover, in different aspects of life, including sex. So yeah, my life's never boring. It's always been adventurous.
So do you think that does the balance oil help with that?
Of course, it's cellular health. We have trillions of cells, and every cell, you're moisturized inside out, including my skin, right? You can see it visually.
Okay, all right. So let's stop there for a second, because being around you can look at people and tell if they are deficient in omega-3.
Yep.
That's a gift. And every time I've watched you do it, when we did that person's test, the test supported what you saw with your own eyes.
Yep. I'm like, oh, he's gonna be high, and he was. And the most recent one that I shared, I remember, if you recall, I said his test is not gonna be too bad because he has good skin and he has a glow. So he's taking some product, which he said he was already. And then when he came, yes, it's still not balanced, but much better than the average, right? So
no, that was impressive. It was and we don't need to mention names, but
right.
We had a former pro football player who is really into health and nutrition, and was taking some omega-3s and eating pretty healthy, eating fish pretty regularly,
and exercising
all the time. Very, very famous guy. We did his test. Soojin did his test, and his results. She shared it with me yesterday. He's not in the green, but what he has been doing is definitely better than what we see with most people.
Mm-hmm.
However, I can't wait to talk to him because it also proves that what he's using is not working.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as he starts taking the balance oil, what's in the yellow, which is in the middle, is going to go to the green.
Right. He'll be balanced real quick.
Yeah. So he'll have a better product. So the product that he's taking is decent,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not great.
Right.
Yeah.
Ours is the best.
Ours is great.
Yeah.
Based on tests. It's not my opinion. It's not Soojin's opinion. People, wake up.
Mm-hmm.
There are people. You know what's really crazy, Soojin,
Mm-hmm.
is that there are people who will die in the next 7 days, and their death will be tied into an insufficient level of omega-3 in their body. I can say this because in 2009, Harvard did a study, and they looked at 10 easiest things to prevent that causes death. Number 9 was trans fats. And most people have heard about trans fats. Now, trans fats have been reduced in our food supply because the FDA got sued in 2015. And then in 2018, they were removed. We do have trans fats at a very small level in some foods, but very, very, very like minute at this point.
Yeah.
But that was, they estimated that 82,000 people died every year because of trans fats. So that was number 9. Number 8 on this list of the top 10 things that cause death that could be that are preventable. Number 8 was not getting enough omega-3s. Did you know that? Have I shared that with you?
Yeah. I thought it was top 5, but okay.
Yeah, like the first time I heard it,
when
I first heard it from a reputable person, they said it was number 6. But the person that I am, I always, even though they're reputable, I had to go deep. And when I went deep, it was number 8.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 84,000 people. And this is conservative, die every year. And we're only talking about death. We're not talking about chronic illnesses.
Yeah.
That'll be in the millions.
Mm-hmm.
But 84,000 people die just because they're not getting enough omega-3. And we have a product called Balance Oil that would give them that. And so that means 84,000 people, if they were on the Balance Oil, Soojin, would not die.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's simple. It's so simple, part of your life, and it's not even expensive. And big scheme of things, it's very affordable. Especially
$43 a month.
Yeah.
Like actually something really cool happened today. Can I share it with you?
Sure.
Now, if you said no, I still share it.
Let me tell you anyways.
Let me tell you anyway. So this guy named George calls me about, 5 months ago. And he was taking the balance oil and he got his test. And the person who told him about it referred him to me, so I would go over his results. Right? So I go, his results are in the red everywhere. Like in the red. And this guy is like, he's passed out. He has had some scary moments where they thought he was going to die. His blood pressure was like off the charts. And I get on the phone with him and I'm walking him through his lab. He's not my customer. I am not making 1 penny. I'm not even making $2 off this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just there to help him because that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm on the phone with this guy for an hour, walking, and he's complaining, and he's like, Well, I don't. Who is this Vetus? I don't even. Who are they? Why would I want to trust him?
Yeah, I
So
get this.
he's going against everything. So anyway, at one point I told him on the phone, I said, I don't know if I am just a horrible communicator or you're just fucking stupid because you're not getting it, bro. And I'm sitting here, I'm doing my best, and maybe I'm falling short, or maybe you are stupid. And he was like, I can't believe you called me. I said, look, man, don't take it personal. I said, I'm sitting here, dude, I'm not making a penny. There's no benefit aside from the fact that I want to just help you. Like, there's no benefit to me being on the phone with you for a whole hour.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, him and I get off the phone, which I actually respect this guy. I like him. His son calls me, or he scheduled a call with me, a consultation. I get on the phone with him this morning, right before we actually got on, did this.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, tell me about his dad. I go, oh, man, your dad. And I tell him the whole thing I just shared with you about his dad. And I say, you know, when I hang up, I'm going to call your dad and check in on him. And he goes, oh, that'd be great. He says, I'm a lot like him. And I go, okay. And he goes, look, I have high blood pressure. I look just like my dad. I'm the third. And right now his blood pressure levels is great. It actually is starting to get too low. So I said, you know, I'm a calling. And so he becomes my customer for the balance well. And he got the test. So then I call his dad, Soojin, and his dad's surprised. Hey, look, I just got off the phone with your son. I told him how much I enjoyed our conversation because you were very critical and you question everything. And I wish more people were like that. But how are you doing? He says, man, my blood pressure's like really low right now. I said, okay, well, you need to go talk to your doctor and tell them so they can start adjusting how much your blood pressure medication is, right? Because they'll probably cut it in half, you know, and then see where it goes. And then eventually you may not even need it anymore.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because so many people are just okay with living with mediocrity.
Yeah,
And that's,
they're
and
too
you,
busy living every day, not knowing they could die tomorrow. And what the statistics show that almost 50% of people are going to get cancer. But most cancers are preventable if your cells are healthy.
amen.
So, and how do you get your cells healthy? Number one way is the balance oil that we know of. This is literally having more nutrients into your cells, more energy, right? Improving the health of it, and also removing the waste. Seems like no brainer to me, but people rather be skeptic. Like, no, I'm not going to give you my money. Yet they're going to have $100 bar bill easy.
Easy.
Yeah. So, yeah, but that's lifestyle's choice. You can't. All I can do is share my story. If you hear it, it resonates with you, they'll accept it. If you think I'm just trying to make a buck, then you really don't know me. What's been surprising to me, my friends who know who I am, or I thought they did. I'm a straight shooter. I tell it like it is, and they think I'm making stuff up. To the fact that I've been doing this for a while, and they said, "You still believe it?" I go, "What?" Yeah. So, but
Well, you know what, Suzanne? Here, you and I are in a place where we understand slow and steady is going to win the race.
yeah, stay the
And
course. Yeah.
yeah, and in 5 years, I mean, I can't. You know what? I mean, I don't want to be 5 years older,
Mm-hmm.
but it's going to happen if I'm lucky, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to happen for you if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But when 5 years goes by, you and I will be in a place where we're going to benefit because we help to grow this company by getting people healthier legitimately.
Yeah.
That's the power of staying the course. Like many people can't, like, I get it, man. I am not going anywhere, Soojin. Like
Yeah.
there's people who are gonna like totally miss this opportunity. And in 5 years, they'll be like, yeah, well, you got in. No, it wasn't that Soojin got in early.
Mm-hmm.
The company is 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She got in when it was 18 and a half years old.
Mm-hmm.
But when you in business, and I remember learning this in the 9th grade, and your extremely smart son will totally get this. For those of you who are watching, her son is really smart. Okay. And I like this kid. I really like him. I like him a lot. And I think he's a brilliant kid. I like just talking to him. Like if you and I never talked again, Soojin, I would
You
love
still want to talk to?
I mean, I really would. I would love to have a relationship with your son because I think he's going to do some amazing things in life.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
not
you
saying that your daughters, I mean, because Lexi's amazing too,
Mhm.
but I've spent more time with him.
Right.
I got to know him a little bit better,
Yeah.
and I love his genuineness. But that being said, and he has a heart, he will get what we're talking about. It's like we are living in a world at this moment in time where the way the animals are being fed is different than it was in 1960.
Mhm.
The way the crops are grown is completely different. And in 1995, I stepped into the world of nutrition. And in just 30 years, I've seen dramatic changes. And everything that was predicted in 95, as far as how bad things would get, was extremely conservative because it's even worse than what was predicted in 95.
Hmm.
So that means that things that are going on right now will just get worse. We will see more
Well,
people with autism, more people with dementia, more people with Alzheimer's, more people with chronic inflammation, all related to what we're helping people realize, and that is you're not getting enough omega 3s
mhm.
and polyphenols.
Yeah.
Okay, goes.
Omega 3s that absorb, because there's plenty of omega 3s out there and plenty of people taking it, but it's not absorbing into their cells.
And we know that because we can do a test. You know what I mean? Like when you tell people, you go, well, they go, well, how do you know that? Well, we can do a test, a legit test. All right. You muted yourself, Soojin.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, people think we're making up numbers. I'm like, it's not our company doing it. It's a third-party company, renowned company, laboratory, independent from us, and it's anonymous. I've had last few customers. It's been frustrating. They accidentally threw away the card.
Mm.
I know. I usually do tests for them, but they got it delivered to their own house, and I sent the videos, but obviously, because it seems like a no-brainer. But how do I get the results? I go enter the number. What number? Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that happen to a few people, and it's really sad.
Yeah, because we'll never know the baseline, which, yeah.
The power of, I mean, because it's the proof is in the pudding, or the proof is in the results.
Results, yeah. But
So,
one particular customer, he could tell the results. I mean, he could feel the difference within a couple of days. So I know he's thankful and he's already seeing the benefits. So that's good.
okay. All right. Well, as we close up, Soojin, and we're talking about health, and you guys, the message here is like, if you said, what is an absolute truth to better health that's within reach for everybody? The answer is make sure you're getting enough omega-3s
With polyphenols.
with polyphenols. And the only way you're going to do that we know 100% is with the product called Balance Oil. And you can reach out to Soojin. She can tell you more. You can reach out to me. I can tell you more. But that's it. Now, could you do it through food alone? Yes. If you ate fish every day, like good fatty fish that's rich in omega-3s, and you avoided omega-6s, you could probably get there. I mean, it's going to be work.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a vegan, you 1000% need to get on this product. It's so funny, you know what? And I know we're closing, but it's like, for me, Soojin, being in the space for 30 years of doing nutrition, this is the only way you're going to get there in the balance is the supplement.
Mm-hmm. And it's
For
so
me,
easy. Instead of preparing a couple of fish meals a day, you can have a shot and you're done. You have your sufficient amount.
yeah, people aren't going to do that. They're not. That's why the study that we're getting ready to do, and I think our next live is when I'm with you, I'll walk you through the clinical study we're doing with the university, which is so cool. I just sent an email to Oren, the founder of Zenzino, and I sent an email to Dr. Colin and Art, telling them what we need for this study, because it's going to be a placebo-controlled randomized trial.
Oh.
So some people are going to get balanced oil, but it's not going to be the oil.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to probably,
It's going to be another brand of oil.
It'll just be a placebo, like something that's fake, like water.
Okay.
But they won't know. And then we'll have the group that's taking the balanced oil, and then we're going to have coaches. Some of my coaches are going to coach people on nutrition.
Okay.
And we're gonna have them in 4 different groups. And the common thread is that everyone who takes the oil,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna see dramatic improvements with their lipid panels, like across the board. We already know that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's part of the hypothesis. And the people who are gonna lose weight and get even better results are going to take the oil and have a diet-free life coach. I hope you're part of this, because I'm going to bring in some of the coaches,
mm-hmm.
all of the coaches who are ready to coach.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to bring them in, and they're going to coach some of these people in the trial.
Okay.
Which will be part of their resume, because they'll be.
When is the trial starting?
Well, we haven't got the date, but we had a meeting yesterday.
Okay.
And what happens is it's going to move fast, Soojin.
Okay. I'll be ready this Sunday.
Okay.
I need deadlines. I need that push.
I'm just saying, like, it's going to happen quick.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going to try to get as many of the coaches involved as possible, so that becomes part of their resume. I mean, what a cool thing to be part of a clinical trial that's going to be published in all the major journals.
Oh God, how exciting! And then Zenzino is part of it. Diet-free is part of it. Oh, I'm in. I'm in both already. I'm gonna be
Zenzino is part of it.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, and think about it, they've been around 20 years and they ain't done nothing like what we're about to do.
Wow, this is exciting.
So I brought that to them, and it's all done. It's all like confirmed. It's all like legal. It's all like top of the line.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, let's do it. Don't talk about it. Be about it, everybody.
All righty. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you, Soojin. We appreciate you guys, and thank you for listening in. If you want to reach out to Soojin, please reach out to her. She is a mover and a shaker. She's making things happen. And reach out to me if you have questions or you want to learn more about anything that I've talked about. Other than that, Soojin and we're thankful, right?
Yes.
All right, you guys. Until the next one, peace out. It's time to go.
see. No more counting calories, just living free. Robert Ferguson's got the plan you need. With diet-free life, it's the key. No more starving, getting rid of inflammation. Choosing healthy choices, providing you with sound information. Bringing balance to hormones and insulin through food. With DFL, teaching you food choices to see you through. DFL